nothing.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, there you are. What were you thinking? Come out of there.
Is he gone?
Is who gone?
The man.
What man?
There was a man. He was coughing.
One of the passengers?
I think he came down from the roof.
What are you doing on the train anyway? Why didn't you wait in the tunnel with the other passengers?
I wanted to get my pistol.
Your pistol?
There's so many cops and thieves and explosions and everything. Then I need a pistol too.
Yeah, that wooden gun.
All right. First, I'll stop the train, and then we'll have a chat, okay? You want to come out? Good idea. You stay put.
Okay, gotta stop a train.
I can't get in. I presume the Baroness's luggage toppled over and is blocking the door.
How about the archaeologist room?
Professor Lucien's suitcase. Unlike the leather bag, he left it behind when he fled the train with the other passengers.
There's something very important in that briefcase. Okay, let's go. Wait, what? Oh. Oop, boom. Oof. This guy's been beaten up pretty well. Can the door open?
This door leads to the tender. It will be uncomfortable, no doubt, but I don't think that the flames are directly behind the door. I suppose there's a relatively safe space in the lee of the tender where one could stay a little while. I need to stop the train as quickly as possible. There's nothing I can do about the coal fire. I need to stop the train as quickly as...
Here goes the high-speed top of the train segment. Oh, this should be fun.
Jumping off is not an option. We're going much too fast.
That's not what I wanted to do.
Jumping off...
Okay. Nothing in here. Wait.
The situation isn't that desperate. What have you got yourself into? Couldn't you have just let it be? But no, of course not. And now you're here, on an out-of-control train in the Alps, responsible for the life of a child who'll be doomed without you. What are you waiting for, eh? Time to save the day. A large, soft towel. Very comfortable.
I want the
I'll
towel.
wrap it around my neck to keep my hands free. The tanks don't seem to be damaged. The water is still running. It's soaking up the cold water.
Perfect. Any person knows when you go through a fire, a good defense against fire and smoke is a wet cloth around the face. Certainly taking his leisurely time.
I need to stop the train.
Okay,
I
nope.
need to stop the train as quickly as...
Oh.
makes things extremely complicated. How can I stop the train? An axe is for emergencies. If this isn't an emergency, I don't know what is.
Can we hack the door open?
Okay, we'll do it the hard way.
Exactly, and welcome to the chat. The big idea, let's see.
Ah, the coupling. It looks just like the one on the freight car. That means that first I have to turn that thing there. That keeps it under tension. It's not working. Even if I could reach the lever with my hands, I wouldn't have the strength to move it.
Really? Can't reach it, okay. Okay.
Hell could hardly be worse.
I don't know. I think that's a bit of extravagance, but let's see. So I can't reach it. I need some extra length. Let's see. Obviously my wallet's not going to help here. Can't reach it and need more strength. Oh, by the way, if the audio is off and I'm ever not paying attention to chat, you can hit you can type in exclamation audio and it'll alert me that something is going on in chat. Audio wise.
Interesting in it. Whatever the professor is hiding from me, it's in his left.
Yeah, I don't care about that. Whatever the professor's hiding. Okay, can't do the tab. Oh. Anything over there?
The engine and the coal tender are burning stronger and hotter. The airflow is feeding the flames. I have to decouple the wagons immediately. Sooner or later, the engine will be blown apart.
And that's the runaway engine. Let's see, is there anything else? Nope.
Matt saw something. It could prove, but if I don't stop the train soon, I won't...
Yeah, I won't be able to use it in this lifetime. Okay. Look, this is all good, but... How am I supposed to get a... Yeah, how am I supposed to get a lever in here?
I can hardly see out of the window because of the smoke. I don't know how much coal is burning on the tender up there, but it must be tons. I can't do anything about the fire.
Ugh. That's just unpleasant. Okay, so maybe what I need is out there and I just didn't notice.
Not a chance. Even if I could reach the lever with my hands, I wouldn't have the strength to move it.
Huh? Use the axe! Oh, for heaven's sakes. There we go.
should do the trick. The coupling won't release because it's under too much tension.
Well, just hit it enough times, yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to describe this game. Yeah, it's a point-and-click mystery sort of thing. Oh, goodness.
That's not just smoke. I can actually taste lumps of ash. It's time for my deputy sheriff's story. I uncoupled the locomotive at full speed. Not bad, eh?
Do you think we'll get in trouble?
Because of the locomotive? I don't think so. It was pretty old already. Come out so we can have a chat. I checked the entire train. There's no one on it except for us. What an adventure.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me, what did you see on the train?
Well, it was like this. I wanted to get my pistol.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Ba-num.
That's you.
Hmm.
And then?
When the guy was gone, I got up and banged on the window. I wanted to get out of there, but then I thought, what if the guy can hear me from the next car? So I got scared, and I hid again.
You did well. The envelope that the man lost, where is it?
I thought it might be important.
I think we should have a look. Some cash, an Italian passport, blank. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And here, a ticket for...
For the cruise!
What?
The tickets we have for the big ship from Venice to Cairo look exactly the same.
Oh.
Interesting. May I keep it?
What do you want to do with it?
Take a vacation.
Why, yes, officer. I did use evidence to go on a thing.
My chance to go with you.
The ticket and everything else in the envelope are part of my investigation. And you have no part to play in Cairo.
If I hadn't given you the envelope, you'd have no proof that the Raven's heir would be on the ship.
The ship is his next chance to steal the eye. And he won't give up until he has it.
God.
And that's precisely why you should let me come along.
No.
Oh, stop being so stubborn. Not to mention, he has an absolute point. You didn't get jack diddly anywhere with your investigation until that envelope. Seriously.
I deserve to come along.
What you did was extraordinary. Far more than anyone could have a right to expect from you.
And you still want to leave me behind.
It's a matter of
You
pride.
met our foe and barely escaped with your life. You may not be that lucky next time.
It wasn't luck.
You can return to Switzerland with your head held high. Enjoy your triumph.
Oh,
I
brother.
have not achieved anything yet. The Fiend tried to kill us, and he's still at large.
Not to mention, the fact of the matter is, it's not that he escaped barely with his life. This, just so folks know, person on the left, Jakob Zellner, the player character, saved the guy on the right sorry behind when the bomb almost went off in one of the train cars. So the person who barely escaped with their lives is the guy on the side.
What else did you find out in the tunnel?
Not much. After we came out of the tunnel, Robert and I questioned the passengers.
Which didn't turn up anything new.
No, the engineer and the fireman were missing. They were found a few kilometers back on the track. Both claimed to have been overwhelmed by a shadow and thrown off the train.
But you don't believe that.
I'm checking their stories. One of them may have been paid to eliminate the other one.
How could the Raven's heir have found out about the trap? How was he able to put the dynamite in the box and place the letter?
The dynamite was probably already in the box when I put it in the safe. I didn't check it.
You had no reason to do so.
It wasn't my only mistake. I knew someone was on the roof of the freight car, but I let myself be distracted by that damned letter.
How did you know?
Too late. I should have reacted instantly.
Yeah, you need to take a vacation more than Zellner does.
I'm coming with you. Full stop.
The thief was able to place 10 sticks of dynamite in a cash box right under my nose.
Yeah, not under Zellner's.
You could already be sitting on the next bomb. You cannot come.
But, Inspector...
I feel like this is more of a matter of pride for him than actually anything else. I have to be the one who catch him, and the fact that you're making more progress than I is annoying.
Telegram from Paris.
Bad news?
It's about the unfortunate events on the train. I'm to return to Paris and explain myself.
But sir, what about the eye?
They want to inform the Egyptian authorities that there might be a burglary attempt.
Might.
Egyptian authorities? What if the jewel is stolen at sea?
I know.
Then we better hope the thief can swim.
I never received it. Keep a close watch on the loading of the eye, Robert.
Aye, sir. It was a pleasure meeting you, Constable Zellner.
I don't think we can share the same sentiment.
What is the constable's problem with me?
I think he's jealous. Scotland Yard assigned him to assist me, just as you were sent by the Swiss authorities.
With the distinction that he may go to Egypt.
Robert is to accompany me at all times. Your mission was restricted to Switzerland.
At this moment, I want to be sent back to Switzerland just as much as you want to be sent back to Paris.
I know, but I'm walking on thin ice, and I can't carry you too.
Yeah, but Zellner can snitch, dude. Get a clue.
And the second eye is in that safe?
Yes, an emerald. It's been kept in a bank in Zurich since the start of the war. I personally took it out of the bank vault, and Professor Lucien certified that it was the real thing.
And while a fake jewel was sent by train,
The real one was brought here in an armored car.
how is it protected?
You can only open the safe if you have 3 special keys. Professor Lucien has one, and Baroness von Trebitz, who's paying for all this, has the second. The third was sent by air courier to Dr. Abbas Mokhtar, the director of the Egyptian Museum in Cairo.
So, not even you could possibly open the safe before it arrives in Egypt.
That's correct. We don't want to make it too easy for potential thieves.
Commendable.
Yep.
I hope you're aware of the fact that you're risking your career.
Indeed I am.
Why do you care so much about this case? Someone pretends to be the Raven, and you promptly risk your career?
What if he's not just pretending?
What do you mean by that?
It's his handwriting. And there's only one person who ever called me Nico. Have you ever considered the possibility that I shot the wrong man?
But what do you mean by that?
Let us assume just for a moment that the person I shot and who fell from the roof was not the Raven, who would have cared enough to uncover the truth. The chief of police, the politicians? No. They wanted to revel in a successful manhunt, and it was the best thing that could have happened to the Raven. The search for him was over. He had no reason to fear me anymore. I had so many medals afterwards that he could hear them jingling kilometers away.
And now he's back? And you're the only one who can stop him? Does that sound probable to you?
The feathers, the letters. Nico. No one outside the police force knew that the Raven used to call me that in his letters.
Policemen gossip, and there are plenty of forgers. You can't seriously intend to stake your reputation on such weak evidence.
My reputation rests on something that I probably did not do. I have to find out who's behind all this.
Ah, so it is a matter of pride.
Let's review. One of the two most valuable jewels in the world was stolen. Obviously, the second one will be next. And you suspect a legendary burglar who's been dead for 5 years.
Go on.
The second jewel is about to be put on board over there, in a safe that requires 3 keys. Our thief may already have the first key, the archaeologist's key, from the train. We don't know anything about the status of the second key, which was meant to be air freighted to Cairo.
We have to assume that he already has it.
Therefore, there's just one key left. The Baroness's.
Correct.
So, you'll need my eyes on board.
Look, you can keep your eyes open for me here on the wharf. I'd be most grateful. But when this ship sets sail, you will not, I repeat, not be on board.
Get over yourself.
We're dealing with a dangerous man, and I will pursue him regardless of the consequences. I won't let you get mixed up in this thing.
That's
It's
not...
still my decision.
Yeah,
No, it's not. It's mine, and I've already made it.
get over yourself.
Good day, Constable Zellner.
No, it isn't. I disagree with this entire line of logic, or lack thereof.
I'll be marching up this gangway today, no matter what. Someone has to stop that damn bomber before he endangers more people.
Oh, goodness. Well, I guess I should have been... Yeah. Apologies for the language, though it might be small or trivial. Oh, hello.
Fine car, but nothing compared to the young lady who owns it.
Down, boy.
Who could she be? An actress? A millionaire's daughter? She's certainly attracting a lot of attention. Amazing how much luggage there is for so few passengers, and I'd guess that 3/4 of it belongs to the women.
Oh, they really went, like, they went above and beyond to make this as dated as possible, didn't they? Like, it's impressive and eye-rolling at the same time.
I'll take an inconspicuous look.
What is... That's so inconspicuous.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting anyone to be crawling around on the ground in front of my door.
Don't worry about it, miss. No harm done.
Oh, that's good to hear, Mr.
Zellner. Anton Jakob Zellner.
What's your name?
May I ask your name?
Patricia Mayers.
Are you American?
I am. Could you help me, please?
Certainly.
She's probably the bad guy. Who
Are
could
you
say?
on your way to Egypt?
Yes.
Are you on holiday?
My father works for a railroad company there.
And is rebuilding the country after the war. Wonderful.
Yes. Wonderful.
Hmm.
One more.
Yeah, anyone whose hair clips through their hat like that is clearly the villain.
You're lucky to have a father who takes you to so many interesting places.
Oh, yes. Lucky me.
Aren't you interested in Egypt? The pyramids, the history.
I would have been more interested in a father who doesn't travel 300 days a year.
I'm sure your father regrets that he can't always be with you.
No doubt. And I'm sure he always wanted the best for me. But that doesn't stop him from thinking only about himself far too often.
Wow.
Bring my luggage on board, please.
Excuse me?
It was a pleasure meeting you, Constable Zellner.
Impertinent.
Boy, it was just... Wow, she's... Nice
Is the
attitude.
doctor afraid to board the ship? Hello, Dr. Gebhardt.
Ah, the hero of the hour.
Let's see.
The hero of the hour, but out of work soon.
Oh, you won't be a policeman anymore?
Yes, but on my old beat, which is almost as good as being out of work.
Yeah.
I understand.
Is your new job bothering you?
On the contrary, I wasn't sure whether I made the right decision until now. I'm from the Black Forest, you know. There are only mountains there. No ships. But now... the salty breeze, the atmosphere... I think I want to stay at sea forever.
The sea is one thing, the passengers are another.
Customer service.
What do you know about the Baroness?
Nothing really.
Did you talk to her in the tunnel?
No. Her butler was looking after her. And I was busy with Miss Miller. As you can imagine, it was a shock for her to see her son rolling away on a burning train.
Yeah, that would do it.
Understandable.
So, we were all glad when we heard about your brave deed.
Have you already met the captain?
Mario Di Conti. Heard of him?
Should I have?
He is something of a star.
Oh, my word.
Actually. A war hero. In the first
Mario,
World
is
War,
that
when he was
you?
a young man, he sank more enemy ships than anyone else. In the Second World War, well, he had some personal...
Wow, Mario really
You
let
mean
himself
like
go
the ones you buy
after
in
Odyssey.
bottles and pillboxes.
Yeah, you could say that. Anyway, sending him into combat was out of the question. They gave him a supply ship instead. And he became a hero again. His ship, part of a convoy from Palermo to North Africa, was the only one that made it, with an extra 100 seamen who he rescued from the other ships.
Wow.
Impressive.
To say his health is rather shaky these days would be an understatement. I think most of my time on board will be spent dealing with his numerous ailments.
Well, there's nothing left for me to do but to wish you a good trip.
Oh, you are not coming with us?
Unfortunately, no. I'm to go back to Zurich.
What a pity.
Take care, Dr. Gebhardt.
Oh, I just remembered. We found these in the tunnel. Are they yours?
I'm afraid so.
Strophantine. Do you have heart problems? Maybe it's for the best that you are not coming along. Too much excitement could be bad for your health.
You mean if I don't do anything, I'll probably have a few more years to live?
That's right. Keep your chin up.
I can never tell if that guy's being professional or cold. Well, I think we know where he stands on this whole scenario.
James? James! Where on earth are you?
Oh, goodness.
Hello, Baroness.
Ah, Inspector.
Wait,
Constable.
what?
Poppycock. You won't be a constable much longer. When they find out how you rescued that little boy, they'll have to promote you to inspector.
Very kind of you to say so, Baroness.
Oh, goodness. That dress. Wow. How very international?
I hope you survived the adventure in the tunnel unharmed.
Scandalous. You book a first-class cabin, and then you're walking on the rails. Huh. They wanted to bundle me off in a bus. without my luggage.
The circumstances, madam.
I insisted on a limousine and didn't leave until all my luggage was recovered.
Oh. Oh, this character's wonderful.
Did you know that the real Eye of the Sphinx wasn't even on the train?
I had no idea. Inspector Legrand seems to prefer to keep me in the dark, although I'm the one paying for all of this.
The inspector is ensuring the safety of the Eye.
Well, obviously. All the same, it was you who did the real work on the train.
Telling it like it is.
I hope that the remainder of your trip to Cairo will be less stressful.
You aren't coming with us?
I'm afraid Inspector Legrand doesn't want my company.
Now, where's my damned butler? James, there you are. Is the inspector to carry my luggage onto the ship all by himself?
Well, actually... Baroness?
Baroness, can you hear me? She fainted.
No. No.
Baroness?
Again, harder.
Hold on. Don't.
Hello.
No.
Can you hear me?
Don't.
Help me up.
Perhaps we should...
Now.
What was that? What was that?
Gebhardt.
No, Doctor. Just a little moment of weakness. Your arm, James. Take me to the ship.
But of course, madam.
What? Okay, that was too
There
weird.
was no moment of weakness. She saw something that shocked her. Or someone. Very interesting. Especially
Yeah.
since she doesn't want to admit it.
What? Hold on.
Who or what did she see? Neither of them seems to have noticed what happened down here.
Did it get louder all of a sudden?
You'll have a tough time with her.
Who balanced the audio in this game? It's like they asked me to do it.
How does one get aboard without a ticket? Not brilliant, but it's a possibility. Constable Oliver seems to be a little simplistic. But I don't think he's a bad policeman. The way he reacted in the tunnel and got the train moving. Hats off.
Yeah, I have my doubts about him still.
Hello, Constable Olivier.
I'll just talk to him.
It's Oliver.
I just wanted to say that you did a good job in the tunnel.
Thanks.
How did you know how to get the train moving?
I come from a family of miners, and my uncle is an engine driver down the mine.
I see. And you looked over his shoulder.
Yeah, best way to learn.
Did Legrand tell you about his theory? That it could be the real Raven?
Of course he did. We're partners.
But the modus operandi doesn't fit at all. The Raven wasn't a bomber.
We have the letter. And the feather. That's his symbol.
Anyone can put a feather in an envelope.
You would know.
What's that supposed to mean?
It was you.
What was me?
You put the envelope on the safe.
To blow myself up?
You threw the bomb away, and now you're the famous hero, right? And the Raven must have pretty well.
That is ridiculous.
Idiot. Only you and I and Legrand were in the freight car.
Uh-huh.
One of us must have put the envelope on the safe. Legrand didn't. And I didn't think about it.
I don't think you have. Oh no way. That's too funny. Can I? Is there anything? Oh, hello.
The sea is quiet today. Ideal conditions for a cruise. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to see the sights in Venice. paperwork served up by my Italian colleagues took up most of the day.
Oh, right, he's from Switzerland. I was confused for a second. I was like, what do you mean? Aren't you? And then I went, oh, right. So, let's see. Anything else? Wait, what?
In my younger years, I might have considered abseiling from the crane down to the ship, but those days are long past.
Why would you do that? I totally belong here.
Oh, who do we have here? Signore...
This is Constable Anton Zellner.
Oh, butt out.
Signore Zellner, I heard about your feats in the mountains. Welcome aboard the MS Lydia.
Thank you, Captain.
I didn't know you'd be taking part in the journey, but I'm glad to have you with us. I'll have a nice cabin prepared for you immediately.
The constable will not be joining us. He has other duties.
Oh, that's too bad. I would have loved to hear about his adventures from the man himself.
Certainly aren't going to hear him from this guy on the left.
I'd like to accept your offer, but unfortunately, higher powers prevent it.
I am sorry to hear that. We are by no means full, and have plenty of room for one more passenger.
The constable just wants to have a quick look around and then leave before we set sail. When will that be?
In about 15 minutes.
There you have it, Constable.
Dude, will you just lay off?
May I ask how to get to the cargo hold?
Oh, Signori, there are much nicer places on board.
But I'm interested in the cargo hold.
Why is that?
One of the trunks seems suspicious to me. Someone could be hidden in it.
You... You want to imply that the most brilliant and probably richest thief in all of Europe is stowing away in a trunk? That's not his style.
That's what makes it more likely that it's not him, but a copycat who's behind
It wasn't his style to
and
be a...
copycat's style might include doing whatever it takes, like hiding in a trunk if they've lost the ticket.
Oh, come now.
Actually, it would be possible for a registered passenger to board the ship without a ticket.
What do you mean?
You can't buy a ticket for the Lydia at the counter. You book the trip in advance. We know the names of all the passengers. As long as a passenger is on the guest list, we let them board the ship. Doesn't matter if they have a ticket or not.
And did any of the passengers board without a ticket?
I couldn't say. We ask for a name and check it on the list. The tickets are no more than souvenirs for the passengers.
So much for your trunk theory.
Regardless of what you say, I would still like to examine the cargo hold.
All right, then, if you like. But we'll meet here again in 10 minutes. Captain De Conti, before we depart, I'd like to send 2 telegrams.
Certainly, Inspector. The cargo hold is over there. You can enter through a door on the forecastle. The horn will sound twice, 5 minutes before we set off. That's the signal for all the dock workers to leave the ship.
Understood, Captain.
Follow me to the bridge. You can send your telegrams from there.
Time is running out. If I don't find anything in the cargo hold, my cruise will be over before it even begins. Oh, no.
Good grief. The audio balancing here is absolutely ludicrous. Hang on a second. I wonder I don't see so many playthroughs of this. That should do it.
That's the young woman's cabriolet.
I can't tell.
Apparently they absolutely had to take it to Egypt, at Daddy's expense, of course.
I can't see
It's
things.
too dark in here. I can't see my hand in front of my face, let alone look for clues. If I go now, it's over for me. Legrand would be adamant that I leave the ship. I can't let it come to that.
Oh wait, the car.
Oh, what's this?
Ah, flashlight.
Aha. The left 3 lockers are locked. The door to this locker is ajar. Empty.
Hmm. Okay, there's clearly more here. Aha! Oh, for heaven's sakes. Ah! There it is. The suspicious chest.
Hello? Come on out.
Open it up.
The game's up. I'm opening the trunk.
Oh, no one in there.
Hello? I'm sure someone was in the trunk, but where are they now?
Uh-oh.
The shards are... Phew. I startled too easily.
Uh-oh. Oh! Oh, I saw that in the dark. Did anyone else catch that? Ouch. Gunshot? Mm-mm. With what? Mm-hmm. Oh no. Oh no. What is... What is this? Oh, ouch.
Ouch. Damn.
Oh. Ooh. That had to hurt. Okay, maybe he needs that heart medication now.
It would be best if no one found out about this.
Oh. Examine the pipe.
There's some blood and hair stuck to the pipe.
Yours.
I really can't afford to lose.
uh,
I'll hold it on the blood-spattered end. After all, we already know who the victim is.
Hmm.
I can make out a corridor, but no details. The glass is too dirty, and there's no light in there.
Anything else? Okay. Well, this'll be fun.
Whoever locked the door is stronger than me. I should be careful. The gunman may still be nearby.
Oh.
What are you up to, Zellner?
I wanted to determine whether the gun had been fired recently, Inspector.
I mean, what are you doing on the ship?
I was jumped in the cargo hold.
Of course you were.
Oh, get over yourself.
Look, careful how you hold it. There could be fingerprints on the end.
Surely you don't expect me to believe you.
Oh, get over yourself.
I was inspecting the trunk. I found it in the cargo hold, and it was clear that someone had hidden inside it to board the ship.
Some people are willing to go to great lengths to be a part of this journey.
Indeed. Whoever it was, they struck me on the head from behind with the pipe while I was looking for clues. Oh, and they shot at me as well.
Ridiculous. You wanted to come along. Orders be damned, and so you found a way to stay here. I should throw you overboard.
Oh,
I would have dreamed up something less painful.
True. That doesn't look good.
Neither do you.
See? And there's a bullet wedged in a wooden crate down there. I don't have a gun.
The doctor should have a look at it.
The crater or his head. I don't think the doctor's going to care about the carpentry.
Inspector Legrand and Constable Zellner. So you have decided to join us on our journey after all?
So it would seem. We are searching for Dr. Gebhardt.
I'm just fine, Captain Conte.
The Conte.
I'm in control. I can manage. Tell James he absolutely must wake me at 9:45.
Certainly, madam.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And now I shall return to my chambers. You'll be in the bar tonight at 10, Inspector.
If that's what you wish.
It will be spectacular. I promise.
Oh my word. Oh man, this is amazing.
The fresh sea air and perhaps a glass of champagne to many. But I'm glad that you decided
3
to
or
join us on
4.
our journey to Cairo.
Not quite voluntarily.
So he says.
Oh, get
I
up.
was jumped from behind.
But no, that is,
Dr. Gebhardt should have a look at him, Captain De Conti.
of course. Please, have a seat in the saloon, Constable Zellner.
Oh goodness, from that
I'll
response.
summon the doctor.
Who needs the heart medication more?
There you are. Our brave Constable Zellner was attacked.
Struck on the head.
Oh. Sit down, please.
Now, please, Tell me exactly what happened.
I think you've got a stowaway on board. I was jumped.
Intolerable. I'll have the crew search every nook and cranny of the ship. And of course, Mr. Zellner, you are cordially invited to travel as our special guest.
Yay!
Good to know that at least one man doesn't want to throw me overboard.
Is it bad?
Yes, it hurts a lot.
I spoke with Dr. Gebhardt.
He suffered a violent blow to the back of the head. I cannot really say how bad it is.
But I can. It really hurts.
I feel like this is like the discussion that the paramedics had with me when I broke my leg. So, how are you feeling? It's broken. Does it hurt? Yes.
Why didn't anyone come looking for me? Didn't anyone notice that I didn't come back from the cargo hold?
We did search for you, but we couldn't find you.
Who was supposed to search the cargo hold?
Constable Oliver. I'll have a talk with him about that later.
I should hope so.
Oliver gets more and more suspicious. What fingers?
3 fingers.
Okay.
Technically 2, but that wasn't an option.
Where are we? And what time is it? I must have been out for ages.
It's just after 8 p.m.
You just missed dinner, but we'll all meet here in the saloon at 10 o'clock to have a drink together. Greeting the passengers personally is a tradition I will not break, even on this unusual journey.
You're all right now, Constable. The bleeding has stopped and the wound looks good. You may have a mild concussion. You just need a good night's sleep. And tomorrow, your only worries will be a headache and an impressive bump.
And a lack of a few hairs he couldn't afford.
That's a good enough reason to celebrate. Enough about crooks and thieves. From now on, you can start to enjoy your free cruise.
The best kind of vacation.
Inspector!
What?
A dark shadow. Upper deck, just now.
Go, let's have a look.
I'll join you.
Me too.
No, you stay here.
Oh, for
You
heaven's
want
sakes.
to make this an argument?
Robert, go to the Baroness and don't let her out of your sight. Zellner, you're coming to the port side. Doctor, you go to starboard. I'll start at the forecastle and work my way back to the 2 of you. Understood?
But
Oliver.
Baroness von Trebitz. Hello? Baroness von Trebitz? Open the door.
Oh no, I think she's dead.
Dr. Gebhardt insisted on coming along, but now he doesn't seem to be sure if that was a good idea. Are you okay, Doctor?
oh, of course. Why wouldn't I be? It's just that, well, I would prefer to come with you.
You heard the inspector. All right, Doc. I'm off.
Oh no, I'm not going on a manhunt all by myself.
I mean, it's kind of true. You know, D&D rules. Don't split the party.
Are you okay? Maybe you had better take a rest, in case the blow was more severe.
Trebitz is dead. Baroness is dead.
I'm okay.
Dude, why did you drop your heart medicine in the river?
Up here!
Come on. I think it came from up there.
Ah, dear.
Sure, you just wanted to get a breath of fresh air. Zellner, look who we have here.
Well, if that's not our shadow.
And our stowaway.
Spent any time hiding in a trunk recently?
Me do nothing.
He claims to be part of the crew. Just wanted to get some fresh air.
Of course.
The Baroness won't open the door, sir.
Understood. Take him to the detention cell, Robert.
Interesting.
You were right. There was a stowaway.
Yes, but he can't be the Raven. He's too young.
Right, but that doesn't mean that the Raven isn't lurking here as well.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
A shot!
It came from one of the cabins.
Oh no! Baroness von Trebitz?
She had the key.
Baroness! Open the door!
Step aside, please.
She's turned to plastic, everybody.
We have a murder on our hands, gentlemen. Hurry, Zellner. The murderer still has to be nearby. There's practically no one on deck. Anyone who's outside is a suspect. This time, we'll get him.
Whoa.
Zellner, are you okay?
Yes. Come on. We have to.
Zellner! Zellner! Murder!
Watch your tongue. Yeah, it is kind of realistic there. Oh, Robert? Yeah, we'll get to this real soon. But yeah, the kick to the door was a good touch, and not the shoulder thing. I don't know why people think slamming into a hard surface with your shoulder is a good idea. That's just a good way to get a dislocated shoulder.
I like to sleep late when I take a cruise.
While everyone else is hard at work.
Wow.
I didn't pass out last night because of the blow to my head, did I?
Seems unlikely. Inspector Legrand thinks you were drugged.
But how? The champagne.
Who gave you the glass of champagne?
Captain De Conti.
Interesting.
Have you arrested anyone yet?
You mean besides the Arab?
He could hardly have committed the murder. You must have been with him when it happened.
We heard the shot on the forecastle. I locked our friend in the detention cell in the cargo hold, and then went up to assist Legrand. You were already sleeping the sleep of the just.
Yes, Constable Oliver. The young man. Good night. Is this character like in existence as a natural counterbalance to Sherlock Holmes or something?
Any other suspects?
No. Seconds after the alarm went off, the decks were swarming with frightened passengers.
Yes. A clever way to stay incognito during the commotion.
But we still have our primary suspect, the Raven.
You really think he's returned?
Well, I think that no one knows as much about the Raven as Legrand.
But still, it all seems so incredible.
Not to mention, you haven't done one thing to help here, and you're just going to follow whatever looks like the best way to get a promotion. That's my honest opinion on you, Mr. Oliver.
About the champagne, shouldn't it be possible to find traces of the tranquilizer in the glass?
That is exactly what Legrand is trying to do.
Without a laboratory?
Oh, he's got a lab. His cabin is packed with all the latest forensic stuff. It's quite impressive what the inspector can do.
A competent man, no doubt. And surprisingly well prepared.
And diligent. He's been at it all night with his brushes and tinctures and glasses and everything. working like a man possessed. I wouldn't want to be the Raven now.
What's the state of play? How was the Baroness killed?
The Baroness was shot in the chest at close range. We'll know more once the doc finishes examining the body in the medical centre.
And no one saw anything suspicious?
No one saw a shadowy raven leaving the Baroness's cabin, if that's what you mean. A lot of people heard the gunshot. Inspector Legrand wants to question the passengers again this morning, once they've all calmed down, and he's had a chance to examine the evidence.
I suppose that you and Legrand inspected the crime scene and the surroundings.
Of course, and we already hit the jackpot. The murder weapon.
Really? Where did you find it?
On the gangway. The gangway for boarding the ship folds up and hooks onto the hull when it's not being used. The murderer probably wanted to throw the gun into the sea. He casually dropped it overboard.
But it landed on the gangway.
Bad luck.
But Legrand and I were on the side deck right after the shot. There was no one there.
Maybe the murderer threw the gun away later. We recovered it in the early hours.
I think I'll look for Inspector Legrand now.
Do what you think's best.
You won't get rid of me. I'm here to stay, Constable Oliver.
Be that as it may, Inspector Legrand ordered me to guard the cargo hold with our special guest. That's fine by me. Inspector Legrand may be able to get by without sleep for days on end, but not me. It's not easy playing with the big boys, Constable Zellner.
How would you know?
It certainly isn't.
Serious. Oh boy, okay. Hold on, let's look over the notes. It's that music from the radio again. Da-dum-bum-bum. Ba-da-da-da-dum. Let's see.
I'd really like to lie in the sun and take a nap, but I don't have time for that at the moment. Big, soft towels. I could reserve a deck chair with it. No, better not.
And the minute it said, "Did you guys look for clues?" and the guy's like, "We sure did," all I could think was like, so you were working at about 50% capacity.
The life jackets are stowed there, close to the railing, close at hand in case of emergency.
Oh, well. Let's see.
I hope I don't find myself needing a life jacket.
Knock on wood.
That is Legrand.
Crap. Didn't mean to skip that. Sorry, folks.
Come in.
I bring you some coffee and a knockout drug, so you sleep. Kind of found it, Legrand.
Ah, Zellner, are you ready?
Good morning, Inspector Legrand. My head is pounding, but I think I'm okay.
Chloral hydrate.
Hmm?
That's why you have a headache. I found traces of it in your champagne glass.
Wait a minute.
What have you found out so far?
The Baroness was shot in the chest at close range. We heard the shot. The murderer quickly fled the cabin and dropped the murder weapon over the railing later. A simple story so far.
But why was her cabin door locked?
Exactly. If the murderer wanted to make it seem like a suicide, he'd have shot her in the head and left the gun at the crime scene.
And if it was murder, why did he go to all the trouble of locking the door from inside? And how did he manage that anyway?
Especially since we arrived just a few seconds later and didn't see anyone near the cabin.
Something doesn't make sense here.
No, it doesn't, and it's driving me crazy.
Did you find the murder weapon?
On the gangway on the side of the ship. I suspect the murderer tried to drop it into the sea. He would have stood close to the railing to let it fall unseen.
And since he doesn't know the ship, he had bad luck and dropped it right onto the gangway.
Indeed. And do you find that probable?
Not a bit.
Neither do I.
What kind of a gun is it?
A pistol, a Luger 08.
Antique.
Manufactured 1,000,000 times during and after the First World War. Austrian model. The owner is David Kreutzer, the violinist. We found him tonight totally drunk on the bow of the ship. He confirmed that it's his gun, but he claims that it was stolen from him.
Fingerprints?
Nothing. But it's worth mentioning that the clip was missing 2 bullets.
And it's definitely the murder weapon.
The ballistic tests are incomplete. Actually, I've been waiting far too long for the bullet recovered from the corpse. Pay the good doctor a visit, Zellner, and see that he does his job.
Do you believe the violinist?
He'll be the first person I question. He claims he can't remember anything from the last few hours. Says he drank a bottle of schnapps.
He was on the train and he doesn't have an alibi. His drunkenness could be a smokescreen.
He fits the profile. He travels a lot, has access to high society. Could be interesting.
And this chloral hydrate?
Is a tranquilizer. Can be dissolved in alcohol. The effect begins in minutes and lasts for hours. Who gave you the glass of champagne?
Wait a minute. Who did give us the champagne? Because, yes, we got it from the captain. But I don't see any reason that the captain would want to... Yeah, I don't see any reason the captain would want to drug anybody. I'm thinking someone else in that room spiked it. Only other person that was in the room was the doctor, and he would have the medical knowledge to know what a tranquilizer is.
I think it was the captain. But he could have got the glass from someone else.
Find out.
Understood. You think that the jewel thief is the murderer?
Our friend would have needed another key to open the safe and steal the second eye. The one the Baroness was carrying. At least, that's what we implied.
What do you mean?
The Baroness was famous for her forgetfulness. I convinced her to give me the third key. It seems safer for the eye.
The thief searches the Baroness's cabin looking for the third key.
She returns from the saloon earlier than expected.
Surprises him, and he can't allow her to identify him.
He imprisons her until the coast is clear, and then shoots her.
And thus, the thief becomes a murderer.
But still doesn't have all the keys.
I don't think that's what happened. I think this murder is happenstance. I gotta be honest, I think it's the doctor. Because the doctor, think about that. Now, first off, given the time period, the doctor is German. Now, if this is about the war, he could have been responsible for some kind of war crime, or could just be held responsible for a failing that ruins his reputation. So he, having no income, takes a job aboard a ship. Because we already know from the first chapter, when the game started, that he did not have much money. He had shabby luggage. So I think it's entirely possible that he, maybe the Baroness knew the doctor. That's my guess.
Are you sure that there's no bomb inside this time?
Professor Lucien locked it in front of an audience, and it will be opened for the first time in Cairo.
Let's hope so.
It would take hours to crack it, and you'd need heavy machinery.
Or the keys.
Or the 3 keys, that's right.
Do you really think that the Raven is behind all this?
He wrote the letter that was on the safe in the train. Without the letter, we wouldn't have opened the safe and the bomb wouldn't have exploded.
But it doesn't seem like him, does it? The Raven was famous in part because he never hurt anyone, much less killed anyone, during a burglary.
It's his handwriting, and he called me Nico. No one else does that. I chased that man across Europe for years. It is him. It has to be him.
You're a bit
But
obsessed.
the evidence?
Enough.
I'll be on my way. I want to find out who gave me the drugged champagne.
Good
Yeah.
idea. And get the bullet from Dr. Gebhardt.
Of course. Inspector Legrand, are you okay? Maybe you should take a break.
I can sleep once I've caught the Raven. Goodbye, Constable.
Yeah, you
Keep
keep.
seeing you.
Yeah, you keep that up. You're just gonna be dead. Eternal sleep is a rather hard thing to come back from.
Legrand is risking not just his career, but his health as well on his hunt for the Raven. He's working like a demon. Maybe that's why he caught the Raven and no one else.
Come in.
Hello, Dr. Gebhardt.
And there's the next one.
Excuse me?
You want something else from me, don't you?
I'm afraid I do.
What a first day at work. Well,
What's the result of your examination of the victim?
she's dead.
I didn't make you work all night long, Dr. Gebhardt.
She was shot. Point blank shot. Probably with a pistol. It seems like she was lying in bed. The shot struck her hard. She died immediately.
One shot?
More were unnecessary. And we only heard one shot, no?
And there's just one entrance wound.
Just one.
But there were 2 shots. We came to his first shot, which was way earlier.
I am told that I was drugged.
That's how it seems.
What can you tell me about it?
Me? Why should that be my business?
Haven't you analyzed the glass?
No, I haven't. The inspector said he's the better chemist. I'll let him do it. That way I could at least concentrate on the body.
Do you think the Baroness might have been drugged? She was very tired and unsteady when Legrand and I saw her.
I heard about that. I must have just missed her in the saloon. And without having seen her myself, it is hard to make a diagnosis.
Of course. Can you say something about her general health?
She was quite overweight, and the butler said that she suffered from diabetes. Despite that, she hadn't visited a doctor for several years.
Doesn't sound good.
Happens more frequently than you might suppose. Some people are scared of doctors and pay with an early death. It is possible that the Baroness wouldn't have lived much longer anyway.
Do you know whose glass I drank from?
What do you mean?
Captain de Conti handed me a glass of champagne. But where did he get it?
I don't know. Did you ask him?
I'm just asking because you were also in the saloon when the champagne was served.
Yes, but I only entered the saloon a few seconds before you did. I didn't manage to get a drink myself.
Which, in retrospect, is lucky.
Ah, you're right about that.
All the glasses were drugged.
Have you already removed the bullet?
Did Legrand send you? What is that Frenchman's problem? I already told you.
Which
I will
problem?
get in
Be more
touch as soon as
specific.
I have it. That is also what I told the constable, who he kept sending all night long. Once I finally got rid of Legrand himself.
Did he look over your shoulder?
He probably wanted to take the scalpel from my hand and hack away himself. but this is my surgery, and I will not let amateurs interfere with my work.
That's understandable. How much longer will it take?
Ugh. I have just finished.
Well, good job, man. That's awesome.
Send my regards to His Majesty.
Thanks. I think that's it for now.
No. That is it for now, then, and later. I'm going to lie down for a few hours.
I don't blame
Tell
you.
that to your boss.
But
Hey, he's not my... Well,
could I at least have the key?
Absolutely not.
But if we have to examine the victim again...
Then the esteemed inspector knows where to find me. In my cabin. In bed. Good night, Constable Zellner.
Yeesh. Legrand's attitude just rubs off on everybody, doesn't it?
Come in.
Honestly, maybe we should slip that drug into the inspector's drink.
About the bullet. Here it is.
Excellent. Give it to me. As I suspected, a 7.65 Parabellum Luger.
Parabellum? That's not in the line.
Don't you want to examine it in more detail?
When I have time. For now, though, we can assume that we had the murder weapon. There can't be too many antique Luger 08 pistols on board.
May I take a look at the Baroness's cabin?
We already searched it thoroughly.
Sure. But what about now, by daylight?
Yes, fine, it can't hurt. Here, take this with you.
Thanks. I'll let you know if I find anything important.
But only then, please. I'm very busy.
Of course.
You're also very tired, man. Take a nap. Follow the doctor's example.
About the tranquilizer.
Do you know how you wound up with the glass?
Not yet.
Then you should stop wasting my time and get back to work.
I'll be in
Yikes.
touch if I uncover more clues.
Very well.
A model of the Lydia before it was rebuilt. It used to be a freighter. The wide hallways, the cabins, and the saloon were added later.
Examine the plant?
A pitiful attempt to make the interior of the ship seem less dreary. A bit of paint on the walls would have helped more, especially since a plant won't survive long without daylight. There are little stones in the flower pot. Not only does the poor plant have to make do without sunlight, it doesn't have any soil either.
Oh, come on.
Really? What am I supposed to do with stones?
Take them. Don't question me.
Although, sooner or later.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm thinking that the doctor knew the Baroness. I'm thinking something happened that resulted in the death of someone she knew, and he lost a lot of credibility, and she acquired a fear of doctors in the process. That's my hunch. And so, since she recognized him...
This is the first murder scene I've ever set foot in.
Yep. Wait. First murder... Wait, hold on.
A tape recorder. Must go with the built-in speakers. Probably part of the cabin's furnishings. The tape recorder is older than the hills, but it was once very expensive. Top of the range. And it doesn't come cheap. Strange. There's only one reel. And it's the wrong one.
Hmm?
No. No sign of the original reel. A reel made by Zeibling. I know the brand. Zeibling's tapes can be overwritten many times without losing quality. They're used in offices so that executives can record messages for the secretaries on the same tape over and over again. But they're not good for much else. They're robust, but they don't offer much in terms of sound quality.
Hmm. Hmm. Let's look at the obvious bloodstain, shall we?
There's still blood on the mattress. The sheet and the blanket have already been removed. To
Wait a minute.
analyze them, I suppose.
Hold on a second. That's an odd spot. Okay, if the Baroness's head was on that lower pillow area, then that gunshot would be in the abdomen, not the heart. Also, his hair just got ghostly white.
Nothing. The blood spot is the only sign that someone committed a crime in here. Somehow... That's odd. The blood is so red. Shouldn't it gradually darken in the air? Turn brown?
Yeah, actually.
The unusual color of the blood could be something that Legrand and Dr. Gebhardt missed last night. All cats are gray in the dark, as the saying goes. I should take a sample.
With what? I can't take it with that.
The unusual color... All cats... The notepad has the ship's emblem on it. I suppose all the first-class cabins have them.
Oh! Yes! Oh, yes. Inspector, be in the saloon at 10 p.m. There is a murderer on board, and I will expose him, the Baroness. Translation, there's someone she calls a murderer, and I'm guessing the poor doctor failed to save someone, and she calls him a murderer.
Inspector, be in the saloon at 10 p.m. There is a murderer on board, and I will expose him. B. The Baroness seems to have known the murderer, and that means that the Raven can't be the murderer. He never killed anybody. Legrand probably never got the message, otherwise he'd have said something.
Okay. The last few things I need are a...
The most unportable portmanteau I've ever seen. A portable bar is more like it. Must be hard work transporting this big, heavy thing halfway around the globe. And the Baroness was lucky that the other freight cars were only lightly damaged by the explosion. An impressive piece, but I don't think it'll get me anywhere with the murder investigations.
Does seem like it might be a good time, though. Oh, at least until the night after. Wait, what?
The mannequin surely came with the cabin. A mannequin for the Baroness's clothes would have a more generous figure.
Yes. I've already examined the blood spot. There's nothing new there.
It must be one of the alarms. It was tripped at some point. The seal is broken. But there's no way of telling whether it happened yesterday or 5 years ago.
And this is why you keep proper maintenance of your facilities, no matter what kind of business or place you are. It's the butler. The butler did it. It's always the butler.
The Baroness's butler
Okay,
looks
jokes
like
aside.
he didn't get much sleep. I would describe his facial expression as worried. Hello, Mr. Inch.
Oh, Constable.
Mr.
Hello.
Inch!
You look the worse for wear. It must be terrible for you.
Quite terrible. No one will hire me now.
Excuse me?
My mistress was murdered. Would you hire a butler who's been mixed up in a murder?
But if it turns out that you're not guilty...
If. But what if not? Who else would they blame? There are no gardeners on this ship.
I understand your problem. Under these circumstances, I'm sure you'd answer some questions that could help clear your name, wouldn't you?
Of course.
Did you notice anything suspicious last night?
No, sir. After the Baroness went to the saloon, I went to the forecastle. I was there until the alarm went off. I went to the side deck and arrived shortly after Professor Lucien and Miss Miller. We found you and Inspector Legrand there. You were unconscious, and the inspector asked us to take care of you.
Did you hear the gunshot?
No, just the alarm, sir.
You said you were on the forecastle. It sounded like the Baroness let you have the rest of the night off.
Not entirely, sir. One of the crew informed me that the Baroness wanted to be roused at 10:15.
Right. Why was that?
I suppose that she wanted to toast the success of the journey with the captain and the other passengers.
She hadn't intended to take a nap then.
That was not her way, sir. She had a lot of spirit, shall we say, when it came to social engagements and a glass or two of champagne.
Translation, she liked to have parties.
The Baroness's cabin seems to have been ransacked.
Indeed, sir, by the Baroness herself.
Really?
She was searching for something the entire afternoon.
And did she find it?
I think she did, sir, yes. She was in high spirits when she finally left her cabin.
You wouldn't happen to know what she was looking for, would you?
I'm afraid not.
Maybe it was that tape, the original tape.
Would you describe the Baroness as orderly?
Well, she always had a lot of responsibilities, sir.
That doesn't answer my question.
She used to take a lot of luggage on journeys, and I helped her keep track of it as best I could. She was always very angry when she couldn't find something.
What about the photos and the documents I saw in her cabin?
I really don't know. They were out of bounds to me, sir. Memories from the war, I'd say. They meant a lot to her.
From the war.
The Baroness seemed to be pretty drunk the last time I saw her.
Is that so?
Does that surprise you? Did the Baroness not drink?
Oh, yes, she drank. It was no secret.
I understand. How serious was her habit?
Serious enough, sir.
Was she under any medical supervision?
Certainly not, sir. She adamantly refused to see a doctor. Like so many elderly women, she had a distinct aversion to hospitals and the like.
What? Oh, right. Dated. Yeah, all right.
How long had you worked for the Baroness?
6 months, sir.
Only 6 months. I always thought that butlers stayed with their employers for decades.
Those decades have to start at some point, Constable. Her former butler wasn't able to fulfill his duties any longer. Gout, sir.
Ooh.
I took on his duties and hoped for a secure position for the next 20 years.
Eek. Wait a minute, stiff arm.
May I ask what happened to your arm?
A souvenir from the war, sir.
Doesn't it hinder your work?
Yes, sir, obviously.
I didn't mean to offend you.
The Baroness had a soft spot for disabled veterans. I think she'd been through a lot herself.
I think that's all for now.
Please, sir, find the murderer. You have to clear me of all suspicion.
Because it's always the butler. We know this well and good. Alright, well, I'm gonna pause right here for a little bit, folks. I'll be back. I'm just gonna grab a drink, but everyone can refreshen up as they so desire, and we'll continue momentarily.